Hello, I'm Venom Vicious, and welcome back to another episode of the Black Empowerment Show. This is Black Empowerment Show. First of all, I want to give credit. I gotta give credit and appreciation to the ancestors of the Black community. I gotta give credit and appreciation to the ancestors of the Black community. Thank you, Marcus Garvey, for that. Thank you, Tariq Nasheed. Thank you, Marcus Garvey. Thank you, Tariq Nasheed. Thank you, Umar Johnson. Uh, Thank you, Jane Elliott. Good, I appreciate you. Tim Wise, I appreciate you. Peggy McIntyre, I appreciate you. I also thank David Banner for creating this revolution and getting this done. They're telling the truth about what's going on, and I congratulate all of them. I especially congratulate Tariq Nasheed. As you would know, I'll be releasing some documentaries and films myself. Um, I'm a film producer too. I make movies as well, acting, but act. I do produce my own movies. I produce my own movies. Nobody controls what I do. I control my own stuff. The white supremacists do not control what I do. I've created my own films. I make my own music for the film. I use my own cameras. Nobody else uses it, and I only use it to help out the black community. So that's a great thing. Yeah. So you're dealing with the school system. Let's start with that. White supremacy destroyed the school system. The white supremacists put down the school system. Okay, because back in 1910, they were created the education grounds. In the education grounds, they totally took away resources for the black schools. Black schools didn't have anything. For certain black schools, they didn't have the resources to teach those kids. And what they did is that they created health problems for these black students in the school. And so the black students had to get more help from their doctors. They had to see what was going on. Some students felt that when they got sick, they had to go and get help. And the help that they got was not there because white supremacists will control the nurses and tell them if they cannot help those children. If they don't help those children, most of those black nurses in those black schools will be fired. But I don't see that they did that and control how special education was examined. The white supremacists created special education. There was no such thing as special education. There is really not. No black person is specially educated. Black people are empowered. Black people are the greatest on this planet. But the white supremacists didn't want the black people to know that. White supremacists didn't think of that at all. White supremacists labeled them as thugs. This is back then. So the white supremacists in the school system, they deemed them as uneducated, they're filthy, and they're really bad labeled as bad people. They could not get any kind of advanced writing in the school. So black schools really didn't get any type of advanced writing. The white supremacists took that away from them in those schools. The white supremacists had a competition, and the white supremacists did good for what they had to do in the white community. And it was separated by saying that if you're a black principal in your school and you're a black counselor on there and you're teachers, then they will put laws, they will put state laws in there in the early 1900s saying that if you try to give them advanced writing, give them advanced reading and writing, we will punish you. We will close down your schools. And they actually did that. They went really against them. And also in the school system, around certain schools in the 1900s, they were actually going to kill or kill those people or they would fight them. White citizens would do that. And so it left some of the kids not needing what they need to know on history, on the black history. So they withheld that in the schools. And fast forward to another one, the white supremacists even hid history even further. when black kids would go to school. And so the white supremacists will send white people to protest outside of the schools and get them away from that. And so these students up there, they're fighting for black empowerment by saying, "What's wrong with us? Why can't we get the education that we need? Why can't we get the advanced education just like the white students are getting in the schools?" And they fought against that, but that had never become. And so throughout this whole education system, they will label these black kids as uneducated, label them as bad people, label them as a bootlegger, that you're never gonna get anything in life because you didn't do good in school. You didn't do good in school, and so therefore you're not getting anything in life. That is a total lie. That's an illusion. The white supremacists create an illusion throughout education. The white supremacists basically, they base everything good that you did in life, so they only reward you for how good you did in life, and that's not good. That's not how to think here. But the white people are doing that. White people would say that if you do good at certain things, it will let you have certain resources. Will let you get up and out of those high positions. You know, when you can get money and you can move around here and have these privileges. But in actuality, they were still controlled there because if you ever fought back against it, you know, of course, it would take you to jail or they can kind of kill you. They would drag your name through the mud throughout the media whenever you would do something wrong. So this has happened. And so that, you know, they would take the education away from these students instead. And so as soon as they find their own advancement of getting around this and getting better education, getting the more advanced running, not the basic running, but more the advanced running, and the say between the 8th grade or the 9th grade, they will go after them. They will drag their name through the mud and they will really put them down. And that's what the dominant society has done. The dominant society has created that. And they really shift things and make things better for it. So throughout that whole time, now they control the school system. They control how people work. When slavery ended in the early 1870s, they actually, of course, created Jim Crow laws. Now, not all black people are aware of this. Black people should be aware of the Jim Crow laws. They should be. But actually, the Jim Crow laws, it did more to say that you can't go in these certain areas or you can't do these certain things. They were actually, so even though black people were free, black people were still not free. Black people were always, black people are always in a form of slavery from then until now. But during that particular time when blacks were so-called free, when they didn't have that type of slavery anymore, they still had slavery. Jim Crow was the next form of slavery after that. And during this time, during Jim Crow, the white supremacists, they will kill you for even being black. They will literally kill you for even being black. That's a new form of slavery. That's the type of slavery they have now, where the white supremacists will kill you when they pose as cops. But back then, white supremacists, they could pose through anything because they would have to end slavery because the black people had led a revolt against that. So when they led a revolt against that, and when they found that they had to change those things in the laws, the white supremacists, they can still do what they do, but they had to come with a strategy. And so the strategy says, we'll uphold the law, and we'll say that slavery is free because we had black people who were revolting. But now, we have to win this game by creating Jim Crow. When they created Jim Crow, they had win over that. And the white supremacists had dominated those people in here. They could just kill you for even standing over in place. For even existing on this world, they can kill you. Or they can imprison you. And that is really crazy. Jim Crow laws were stating that you cannot walk in these certain areas. You cannot be in these places at certain times, or you will be hung or executed. And they continue to do that. They would execute thousands of these people from all over there and kill them. And it was at a time where It was really depressing for the people. It was really depressing. Like nobody is finding out what's going on, and nobody's knowing what they're doing. But that is what how the white supremacists operated in the late 1800s. You know, even the Constitution was said to protect your rights. You will have the rights of freedom of speech, the rights to bear arms, but it was not in for black people. The white supremacists did not set those laws out to help black people. It was not for black people. White supremacists always went against them. They did not want to help the Second Amendment for blacks. Not at all. And that's not what they were going to do. Saying that black people always had to revolt against the way, but during the Jim Crow laws, blacks were withheld within their own community. People don't know that they cannot go outside of their certain areas. They were really tight in those close areas. Now, not only in the black community, but in other places, they cannot go in those certain places. No, because they just came out of the first type of slavery. So the first type of slavery, we'll do an overview here. The first type of slavery was race slavery, started in the early 1800s. That's the first part of slavery. The first of slavery and the first part of slavery is a slave trade. That was the first part. The second part, okay, you gotta listen. The second part is the Jim Crow law. They put in the Jim Crow laws because they got the response that blacks were not liking this. They revolted against those people. They killed a lot of white people, and so they revolted against that. Which created the Civil War. When it was spawned in Civil War, when they had to fight back, they had created this Jim Crow laws to get control, to remain in control. The white supremacists always do these things to remain in control. If they lose control, they know that they lose everything. We can crush them and we can take them out. That'll be later in the line. So, Jim Crow is the second form of slavery that was created. The other one was called annihilation. They started burning down communities. They will burn down schools, will burn down offices, will burn down gun shops, also burn down stores. Basically, the next one was destroying the black community. They would destroy these communities. They would run black people out of these communities and run right into certain places where they don't have anything. That black people will walk around. They don't have any money. They don't have any resources. They don't have nothing. They don't have any clothes. They definitely don't have any food. So the next form of slavery that the white supremacists created was annihilation. Was just destroying everything, just trashing this place, just destroying different parts of the earth, and they were harming black people for no particular reason at all, just because they are melinated. They were harming because they were melinated, being that they feel that they were going to be superior, feel that if they have any type of success, it would take them out. During this time they had during the Oklahoma City bombings, where a black person he went with a white girl went in the community and had to find out. They did riots and protests. The white people came into that community and found it out. They started messing with those people. They started beating them up and shooting them, and it turned into a massacre. The white supremacists came in there and shot about 200 black people. And they put fires on those buildings and they destroyed those communities. And that was a sad thing. And they did it in other parts, in other states in the United States. And that's how they took more of the resources. And the black people only owned 0.5%. That was only what they owed, what they wanted to own. And really had on this world. It was only 1%. Black people didn't have anything because the white supremacists took away from them, which is not good. And the white supremacists they have owned 100% of how they do things. They own the bus cities, they own the airlines, they own the schools, they own the corporations, of course, they own the restaurants. It was the only thing the blacks could do to get ahead and survive and prosper. They cannot do this. They're not going to come out on the top, and live like they're supposed to live. And that didn't happen at all. The next form of slavery coming up was the civil rights movement. Now, the civil rights movement did really do protect others. But one great thing it did get people to fight back and revolt against the system. But I mean, we really did it. We did it in the wrong way. The reason why I say we did it the wrong way, these people did not come here to help them all the way. Black people may have made the mistake of we boycotted the buses, we boycotted the buildings, we boycotted certain restaurants. This is next to white people. And that was not good at all. And the white supremacists toyed around with what they said they did that. We can end this. We can stop this at all. And so Malcolm X was really against this. I congratulate Malcolm X for doing this. Malcolm X believed in bringing the bare arms and controlling the black community, spending your own money within the black community to stop white supremacy. Malcolm X was always against white supremacy, and we really should have went with him because he really set the tone by how to do this and how to get this done. Just being a white supremacy is not good at all. And so he really felt against that. They took him out because he was trying to stop this at all. He was having these speeches where people were figuring out, well, what are you saying? Why are you really going against us? The plans that he was making, a lot of black people really didn't know what was going on with that. They felt that he was saying. So they had made a mistake in going with Martin Luther King. And that's in the era that we face right now. And that's why you have all these salads today. All these Uncle Toms really mean something to black people. No, they don't. Because all these Uncle Toms, they are out there signing with the cops. It's not good. The white supremacists will put these Uncle Toms up there and prop them up. So like they will say, oh, you can go on and shoot these kids. You can go on and shoot those people. Well, look at him. Look at Charles Barkley. He's doing good. And Uncle Charles Barkley is Uncle Tom. Because he is doing everything, designing in the favor of white people. His interest is not in black people. And that's not good. And we as black people should leave him behind. Because Charles Barkley is not really supporting black people. He's not helping them at all. And so, that's part of that. And that has came all the way from the civil rights movement. You have all these coons who were created from that. The next form of slavery the white supremacists have created. It's called the prison industrial complex. So that's the next part. Now, the prison industrial complex, we created those prisons to humiliate black people and to make them into criminals. So they humiliate the black people, and they will label them as thugs. They created the prison industrial complex to do that. Bill Clinton created a bill we call them sexual predators. They built that bill to put those people in jail for committing not really anything. Those black people did not commit a crime. Black people were living in the inner cities. They did not commit those type of crimes. They didn't do anything. They were doing those things because they didn't have the money in their community. There was nothing for them to prosper on, so they had to do what they had to do. But unfortunately, they were putting these people in prison for no reason. They were going against them for what they were doing because they were coming up, trying to do something in this world. And a lot of white supremacists were jealousy. So they created these laws to put those people in jail, to really get these people out of the streets, to get them away. Because they knew if they were going to prosper, they could go right on and spring up and stop what the white supremacists were doing. So as the industrial complex created them, they created as a form of slavery. You can't sleep nowhere. You can only eat at certain times. You can only do certain things with people. And if you act in a line, you'll get other prisoners to beat you up or kill you inside of that prison. And if you really want to know the truth, they create you as whereas you have to work for $2 an hour. For only $2 an hour, the white supremacists will get paid millions of dollars off these prisons in the complex, and you only get paid $2 an hour. They're forcing you to work for certain corporations or these companies like Macy's, Toyota, making air fresheners for certain companies within this prison. And they would do this to you, and they really abuse you. Not only do you get low pay, they really abuse you. You have to go work out on the streets. If you don't do that, they will beat you. They will put you in a hole. And they continue to use throughout the 1980s up until now. So this is the type of slavery that we have right now in place. Actually, this is just a part of the slavery we have in type of place. We have a global slavery in place. It's even more worse than when you had it back then. It was always bad. It's even worse than you have now. Because you have the racial that are, of course, killing the black people. And I'll talk about core gangs later. Of course, you have the racists killing black people. The big thing behind that is the Christian industrial complex. How they make money off the black people who are making those products in there. The black people are actually working for free, not working for anything. It's not good. How you gonna make people work for free? You gonna tell them that you gotta do good in this community. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, if you don't get a job, we'll put you in jail. We're gonna make you work for free for not anything. Why would you do that? And they will tell you you're not anything. You're not gonna get anything out of this. You're gonna get the crumbs, and you're gonna work off our backs. What's wrong with you? You're gonna call us lazy. I hate you, white supremacists. And that's how they function. And that's how they follow. And I don't like this at all. They're going to sit up there and tell you what you're supposed to do, but they're not doing what they're supposed to do. The white supremacists are the criminals. Black people, they don't commit crimes like that. They don't do these things at all. White supremacists create more crimes than what's happening around this world. There are more things that they do that harm the black community. And actually, white supremacists do harm on their own community. But they do that. White supremacists do that to maintain more control and to keep the power going within that community. And they do certain things with more terrorist shootings. But the main thing that they do is to destroy the black community. And they do that by taking out these people. So they send in the racists to do that. And that's how the racists get away with it. So this has been going on for a long time to get rid of people. I'm talking about, how these things are going. When they shot Camille Rice, he's not going to play with a toy. How you going to go against him and tell him he was doing something wrong? You're just a liar. He's going to run up on him and shoot him. He wasn't doing nothing. He was just playing out in the yard. You can't criticize those kids and just telling kids that they're bad people when all of a sudden you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not just supposed to come in the community. Why are you in the community? You are white supremacists. You don't mean nothing to us. You don't really come in the community and destroy us. Why are you there? And so the racial for this shot, Jamil Rice, he's still out there now. Out there on bail. People are not going to hold him accountable for anything. What's up with that? You have to hold these people accountable. So we went in the black community. We need black empowerment to get rid of these white supremacist soldiers. You have to get rid of these race soldiers who are killing our children. Not only are they killing these black people now, they are killing our children. They are executing our children out here because of the melinated skin. They do that. They wanted to kill the offspring. So we will have no chance. We still have a chance now to overthrow them. But now that they kill the black teenagers, they have to go out and execute the white supremacists. They would figure that they have to execute the children, because they can do that. They can control the stuff at a high level, and they'll be able to do more to conquer the world. And that's really how they set paid for. And so we as black people, we're gonna have to spend money with our community. We're gonna have to do a lot of things that happen. You know, now this week, white supremacists, they're really panicking. They're really getting panicking about, you know, oh, it's going to be economic collapse. Oh, the only thing happening. No, it's not. It's not. It's not about that. It is about white supremacy. It's about how this white supremacy is destroying the black communities around the world. And white supremacy, of course, is a global thing. You know, we get into those things about how this is going on. You know, and there were a few reports this week where they're just trying to label black people who are trying to hustle and trying to get out of this bad situation, and they want to label them as a murderer, you know, without really doing anything. So they're trying to hustle and do these things, and you know, they want to label them a murder. You know, it's totally ridiculous. Really ridiculous how they are doing this. You don't have it in your mind to do those type of things. You know, how do you really act like that? You know, you're just really crazy. You sound crazy. You know, that just shows you how sick white supremacists are. You are really sick for doing these things. You know, and we have to punish these white supremacists. To punish them all the way to an extent. Really punish them all the way. I don't really care how you feel. I don't care how you think. You should be punished all the way. You know, I just want you to go get away from us. Don't even come to here in our community. So that's how they control this thing. You know, people like Michael Johnson, and I congratulate Michael Johnson for standing up to what you do. You know, but every time that we do this, you know, you have to get again for reparations. What do you want to do that? You know, they just killed Michael Johnson with a bomb. They just came in there, they brought the guns, they had a stand on, and then they killed him with a bomb. Why would you kill him with a bomb? Who was there trying to show you that you don't execute us like that for no reason. You should have got out there and did what you're supposed to do to get reparations. You don't want to do that at all. You don't want to come out there and show people what you're worth. You'll just keep it going by maintaining it. That's all you're doing is maintaining. And that is wrong. You know, that's why white man is evil. White man has been creating evil for all this time. They do that by killing these forms of slavery. And throughout this form of slavery for the prison industrial complex, they have done that well. You know, destroying these certain things. You know, and I have to get on there and show people that you know that you're doing black power. You use your black power to control your dollars. And just recently, Killer Mike, he encouraged millions of black people to go on, get into a black bank. He said, go, put all your money, take your money out of the white banks and put it into those black banks. And you go and you create businesses using that money from the black bank. But in turn, you are helping those black banks prosper in there. They can help each other and they can fight that white supremacy. They can go on and get rid of that, or they can operate very comfortably in white supremacy and get rid of it. You know, just stay away from that. So that's what they were doing. You had a lot of black people open up those banks. You had the regular black people that have been opening up. Then you had the black celebrities that were doing it. You had Slim Thug, you had Paul Wall. I congratulate Willie D for doing it. I congratulate the black celebrities in Atlanta. I do. I congratulate especially Usher. You know, that was a shot. Or you also had Jermaine Dupri doing it. And so that was just shots out to him. So we have to do a great start. We have a great way to work. Black people are doing that. Well, we have our own way to go in that. We have to keep going and showing that we can really do this. Because we really have to get it together and show what we're doing. So we're showing black power within our community to do this. In the black community, we're making success by fighting this white supremacy all the way. By funding our own schools and funding our own restaurants. That's what I think is next. We need to fund fund black schools within the black community, and that should be next. Because in order to have, when you have black education, you can overthrow a white supremacy. You know, you can overthrow those white people in the dominant society and get rid of this. And else you have to do it at all times. You know, we just did this recently. We have great strides. But also we have, the black people out there who are rebelling up. They are buying guns and having own gun shows. But they really got together and get this in terms because you did have people like Michael Johnson out there to show people that you have to get rid of these people. And he was doing it because, we had just had Alton Sterling killed out there. You know, just had a guy killed out there. Bro, what are you doing? You're killing all people out there. You're shooting him shooting him when he's out there hustling. If you're doing that, then I need to bear arms, and I'm going to shoot these race workers because there's no way you're going to continue to do this, and you're going to shoot kids going down the age line. Next, you're going to be killing 3-year-olds. Do you know what it's like to kill a 3-year-old kid? The kids are going to have drama for the rest of their life. There's kids out there now having trauma. What is wrong with you? You don't think these kids are really sick. They have drama, and they wanted to have that. It said now the kids are doing what they need to do. They're out there, and they're fighting against that. They're protesting, and they're fighting against this white supremacy. And that's what these kids do. And I congratulate those black kids for doing that. For standing up and for what they're doing. They're telling the truth about what's going on. And we have to do it from the ground level and show people what is going on. And so we're using the black empowerment in the right ways. And so that's how we use that.